So, in case you might be wondering, why shouldn't the Warner Brothers Discovery merger have happened? Well, let me explain it to you. You see, to get the elephant in the room, the new company, even now, was already terrible from the beginning. Within the first 4 months of Discovery merging with Warner Brothers, the Discovery side of this new merger killed off Warner Media. So the real question is, why are you talking about this merger and its problems? Well, here's the story behind this. Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network have been supporting NFTs, which is very wrong for the environment. And in case you didn't know, Warner Brothers in real life had a tendency to fall for scams. Not to mention, they even canceled or attempted to cancel nothing but project after project after project after project, even after those films were either almost done or almost ready to release. I kid you not. They canceled Batgirl, Scoob Holiday Hunt, and especially Coyote vs. Acme. All of this over a tax write-off? David Zaslav is one of the stupidest CEOs I have ever heard of in all my 85 years of existence. Not even your cost-cutting measures would have been enough to save the studio, Zaslav. And 3 words: I hate you! But enough about that. Let's go over the other problems. In light of the merger, thousands of shows, and I can't stress it enough, thousands of shows were removed from the platform even before it was rebranded as Max in 2023. Yes, that 2023, when we had great movies like Elemental and the Mario movie. Did I forget to mention that just like Netflix, they cut costs on kid-friendly animation stuff, which further proves that David Zaslav is a hater for animation and disrespects the medium? See, this is why HBO Max is not a safe place for kids and family animation anymore. And to add to that, they considered closing Cartoon Network and Boomerang. Literally. Also, they ruined the 30th anniversary of Cartoon Network. They made their plan seem underwhelming, and just when the channel was going to celebrate it properly, the corporate measure destroyed it! Yeah, great job, Zaslav. You ruined our channel's 30th anniversary. Not to mention, they also closed down Cartoon Network studios in Burbank. Seriously, what were they thinking? And besides having HBO Max delete good stuff, they also released bad stuff like Black Adam, which was really mediocre, and even The Flash, which, you guessed it, starred Ezra Miller's Flash. That logo from 2019 to 2022 looked really generic and boring. But at least they changed it in 2023. They didn't even bother to give Warner Brothers an actual logo for the 100th anniversary, not even until Wonka came along. Really, Warner Brothers? You should have taken notes from Disney. They treat Warner Brothers' IP catalog like trash and completely disregard the company's legacy, such as Looney Tunes, which they haven't even been taken care of recently, and the vast majority of Cartoon Network's library. Worst of all, they don't even bother to do anything about it. And yet they're still using the Scooby-Doo franchise, even though it's been run to the ground and milked like a bunch of cows. Like I mentioned before, they've been neglecting Coyote vs. Acme by refusing to sell it to other studios like Netflix, Amazon, even Paramount, which is just what they should have done in the first place. Instead, they proceed with their original plan in trying to cancel it. If you ask me, I'd rather root for Ketchup Entertainment than Zaslav any day now. You think you're the only pure storytelling company in the world, Warner Brothers Discovery? You've got nothing on Disney, Universal, BBC, Netflix, Sony, and Lionsgate. Are you really egotistical that much? They can write better stories than you. It's not really a bad idea to split back into two companies, and it is still better than being merged into one company back in 2022. But to tell you the truth, it's not really a good decision either. Zaslav would eventually be in charge of the Warner Brothers side anyway, but let's be thankful that this won't last long by 2027. Warner Brothers has been treating us like dirt so lately, hasn't it? Not only with canceling the good stuff in favor of the bad stuff, but also with their questionable business decisions in general that made fans understandably angry. The fact that they are so disrespectful to their fans and refuse to listen to their negative feedback whenever they do something bad and it upsets them, which especially applies to the infamous Coyote vs. Acme controversy, where they took the situation very badly and didn't even care about how much they hurt the fan base alike. It's quite glaring to know that it's obvious that they don't even care about the Looney Tunes, which were one of the reasons they were so beloved in the 40s, and the rest of their history with their respect and care for the company, and how they helped them become one of the best movie studios of all time. And one of the most major contributing factors why I hate this merger is because it never acknowledges the Looney Tunes, nor their passionate fandom, which isn't even helped by the poor treatment of their IPs, and abysmal business decisions that have been so hated in the 2020s, and fans can't catch a freaking break, and the Warner Brothers they once knew is not around anymore. In fact, many of the actors behind the Looney Tunes, such as myself, they are kinder and more supportive of fans than Warner Brothers Discovery themselves, and they are mad at the company for canceling Coyote vs. Acme, given that many of the executives who had never seen the movie decided to cancel it for no reason other than corporate greed, thus disrespecting not only our legacy, but their impact on animation in general. Overall, the company has lost its trust over the years and destroyed its reputation. There's always reruns of their classic shows. And because of Zaslav and his terrible business practices, it has now been considered one of the worst companies of all time. Even worse, some fans of Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers combined, not even they want to support that company. And several great creators would rather make their content independently. I don't even blame them one bit. And even after the merger, they did make some good movies like Wonka, Twisters, Beetlejuice, Barbie, and The Day the Earth Blew Up. I'm glad that movie got released. And as much as I hate Zaslav for his terrible decisions, he did save the company's physical media division from being dumped in favor of more HBO Max content, which is at least the one thing I'll ever give him. The 2022 Warner Brothers logo is still better than the 2019 variant. And it's good to know that the older cartoons like the Flintstones went back to broadcast TV. So, in a nutshell, all this could have been avoided if it wasn't for that merger. And even if Cartoon Network didn't have a good anniversary, that didn't stop them from having a good schedule. Still, because of the tax write-offs, I can't take another second rambling about Zaslav and its terrible Warner Brothers Discovery merger. Oh, rats, I'm making my head hurt. All I can say about this is, you're fired, Zaslav. Or will be fired. I better get my mind off of this by watching sports or something.